I honestly don't know how Kishimoto does this every single week. But every week since its release, Naruto Gaiden has been up here. It's been amazing. I love it. This chapter was amazing. And let me tell you, so the beginning of this chapter actually opens up a little bit with a more gory touch to it. I mean, it's the most gore we've ever seen in a Naruto chapter, to be honest, with the entrails and everything just going. We actually get a little more info on the Shins that are actually surrounding Sakura and the daddy Shin, that they are actually clones of Shin. The dad one, the alpha male, the one that matters with all that Sharingan shit all over his arm. Yeah, basically he just has a fucked up ideology that, hey, these are my kids, I can do what I want with them. Kids are meant to pass on genes and to just basically make the gene pool of the human race that much more evolved. And yeah, this guy is fucked up in the head. And then I love how Sakura is basically like, you're not even Orochimaru, you scumbag. Like, no shit, Sakura, this guy had got nothing on Orochimaru. And basically the way that they described of how he's able to clone himself, he used his nerves and his teeth. And they showed his mouth and like there's no teeth in them, and I'm like, no, no. And Chocho, to be honest, she actually wasn't that bad in this chapter. Mind you, she did have that usual BS of, oh, is this my dad? Is that my dad? Is my hand my dad? Like, okay, I understand she's there for comedy, but she actually had a few good points in this chapter, and actually a few funny ones at that. For example, when she actually gave the chips to Sasuke, basically to just lighten the mood, she's like, oh shit, everyone here is just like down on their luck, down on their shit today. How about I just give someone some chips? Chips make the world go round, they give happiness to everyone. By far, she is not the highlight of this chapter, but she is at least trying to solve problems in her own Chocho way. And ooh, Yamamoto, oh my god. I like how Kishi does age within the Naruto universe, because literally he takes the same character design, he draws bags over their eyes, and then he just makes, you know, those things right there, those old wrinkles. Whenever they have those parenthesis signs around their mouth, you know that they went way past their peak and prime. You know that they're old as fuck. And the return to Orochimaru's hideout, I gotta admit, I was actually kind of surprised it was that easy to find again. You would think that someone like Orochimaru, who's done inhumane experiments, would at least move hideouts, because everyone knows where you live. And just because you helped out in the war a little bit doesn't mean that you're acquitted of your crimes. As soon as we get our shit together, we're coming after you. But apparently it's not the case, because they just literally walked straight into the hideout as if, hey man, Orochimaru, how's it going, man? You know, we saw some guy with like some fucked up Sharingans all over the head, and did you know about him? Is that your thing? Is that what you do these days? And at the same time, we saw Jugo and Sugetsu. Not looking too different, just, you know, they're Jugo and Sugetsu. But oh man, holy shit. Orochimaru, Sasuke, I still want your body. And what I was saying earlier about Chocho, she was actually confusing Orochimaru to be either her mother or her father, which was so fucking hilarious. As soon as I saw Orochimaru, I'm like, God, man. Like, every single time, you either look like a man or a woman or both, or just more woman than the last time. And Chocho basically spoke for the fans. She was like, that could be my dad or my mom, as a matter of fact. But what did I tell you, people? I said it like, what, 2 weeks ago, a few chapters ago? Orochimaru has something to do with the BS that was going on. Like, that shit is too high tech, you know, on your arms and on your head to be doing that shit yourself. So for a certain fact, Orochimaru was the main guy in this thing. He's the cause of it. That was a result of him. So, called it. I mean, it's not really that much of a surprise to me, but it turns out Shin is not actually an Uchiha. He's just a person that basically idealized Itachi and just went apeshit and just put all that shit on his arms and on his head. I mean, some people were speculating it was going to be Shisui or some other unknown Uchiha that was maybe Shisui's brother or some shit like that. To me personally, that would be too much of an asshole, because that just comes out of nowhere. We had no reason to believe that there was another Uchiha out there other than Sasuke himself. Like, all the Uchihas are dead. Aside from, you know, Obito and, you know, Madara for that time being. But you get my point. I saw no reason to believe that that person who was running around trying to rape Sasuke and Naruto was Shisui. And oh boy, Sasuke's got some big explaining to do, for fucking sure. Some people say this is too fast-paced, but I honestly want to see shit happen in every chapter, to be honest. If this is a miniseries, I want it to stay a miniseries. I don't want each chapter just building up to the next like big plot point. I want stuff to happen in every chapter. It doesn't have to be massive, humongous like plot reveals and shit, but you know, stuff just needs to happen. And every week stuff has happened. This chapter, Sarada gets to get her to the side, no fucking around, not waiting until like, you know, 5 chapters later to finally ask, oh, who is my real mom? She's like, hey, you're in this picture with this person that looks a lot like me. Can you tell me more about her? And she gets to replies with a solid, oh, she's in a different hideout, clearing away any shadow of a doubt that Gaiden is alive. And by far the biggest plot point in this chapter, DNA match between Gaiden and Sarada. Now, I know we all believed, like, as soon as we saw her in chapter 700, you know, like in Naruto, not Naruto Gaiden, in Naruto, when we saw Sakura and Sasuke's daughter, everyone just looked at her and thought, wow, those glasses, that face, she looks a lot like Gaiden. She looks a lot like her. But we never got exposition beyond that. We don't know what the hell happened to Gaiden. And we still don't know what the hell happened to Gaiden right now. We know she's alive and well in one of Orochimaru's hideouts, but beyond that, I mean, what do you get from this? Like, and then she just flips shit. She, as any person right in the mind would do, she just flips shit. Naruto coming in saying, we gotta save your mom. And then she's like, but that's not my real mom. And it was also interesting to see that practically no one knew about this whole, you know, conspiracy thing with Sarada, Sasuke, and Sakura. I mean, Naruto didn't know, Suigetsu didn't know. No one knew anything about what Sasuke was putting his daughter through. When Naruto find out about this whole, you know, Gaiden and Sarada match, he's like, what the hell? Shit! Sasuke, you jackass! You're still an asshole! And when she flips shit, more of that Sharingan, man. I swear, most of the time when like catastrophic shit happens, it's because an Uchiha just did something fucking stupid. Can you imagine if Sasuke was just straight with her, telling her, hey, this is your mom, that's not your mom, I'm your dad, let's have a good time. And you know, she would just be just fine. There would be no emotional turmoil. Can you imagine if like Sarada just stormed off right now and was able to outrun everyone, just everyone, and her emotional turmoil basically builds up to the point where she awakens a Sharingan and starts some other shit. Because basically she's crying her eyes out at the end of the chapter and her Sharingan comes back in again. Mind you, it's not anything, you know, too powerful. It's like, you know, that one comma thing inside the eye, but you get my point. It's always this emotional shit that gets Uchihas going, doing some catastrophic bullshit to the rest of the world. And it's like, Sasuke, you saw the shit that happened with Itachi. You saw the shit that happened with Obito. You saw the shit that happened with Madara. Why the fuck would you put another Uchiha through this crap? I mean, I'm sure there's a reason. You know, Sasuke may be an asshole, but at least he's a logical asshole. He has his reasons for doing things. But until then, just right now, Sasuke, top of the list of the biggest assholes in shonen manga, just period. One of the biggest ones. Until we get a reveal of what exactly is going on, he's staying right up top there. Right atop Gin from Hunter x Hunter. But great chapter overall. We got to see progression, we got to see plot points, we got to see characters' expositions. We just got so much in this one chapter. And some people will say it's too fast-paced, but no. No, it may be too fast-paced, but that's what this is. A mini-series. No bullshit, no Bleach bullshit, no One Piece bullshit of pushing back Birdcage. Let's just get to the point and enjoy each chapter. Let each chapter stand out on its own. And that is what Naruto Gaiden is doing every week. But let me know what you all think about this chapter. Were you like overwhelmed with the amount of information we got? Cause ooh man, a lot of it was juicy shit. I'm not gonna lie. This was a really good chapter. What do you think is gonna happen with Sarada? Do you think she's gonna storm off and just basically, you know, start awakening more commas inside her Sharingan eye at this point? And Orochimaru, I mean, this fucker's gonna live forever, man. He's gonna live forever. There's no doubt about that. There's just the man is nasty. The man is nasty. He's Sarada. I want your body. But please, if you enjoyed the video, if you could leave a like, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, I will love you forever. And as always, people, stay beautiful.